My name's Samuel Leeds. I'm a property investor. I've trained thousands and thousands of property investors. And one of the things people ask me is, Samuel, what's your biggest challenge? What's the hardest thing about property investing? Why do most property investors fail? Well, I'm gonna give you that in this video. The 6 reasons as to why most property investors fail. Find out these reasons and make sure you're not one of them. Don't forget to smash that like button. Also subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Hit that notification bell, learn the reasons, do the maths, make the money. Number 1, people fail because they spend too much time doing spreadsheets and not enough time viewing houses. The person that makes the most money is always the person that makes the most viewings and puts in the most offers forward. I see so many amateur landlords messing around with spreadsheets, working out the return on investment before they even view in the house. Like, there was one guy, he spent an hour and a half working out all the spreadsheet, all the details on a house, and the house didn't exist. It was actually located in Barcelona, wrongly listed in Birmingham. He's crunching the numbers and doing the research on a house that's in another frigging country. Like, that's how stupid some people are. And the reason people do that is because working on a spreadsheet is an excuse as to why they're not going viewing houses, speaking to people, putting in offers. So my advice to you would be, if you want to fail, then go ahead and do all your spreadsheets. If you want to succeed, you've got to get in front of people, you've got to view houses. Spreadsheets come later, not the other way around. Number 2 is this. Most people buy the traditional way, and they'll always fail doing this. The traditional way is to save up a deposit, put that down on a house, save up for another deposit, put that down on another house. That is gonna take you so many years, probably decades, in order to build up a property portfolio that's actually giving you a life-changing amount of money. You do not need to buy the traditional way. You want to use creative strategies such as joint ventures, raising finance, lease options, rent to rent is okay, but these are the strategies you need to learn. So it's just a case of people buying in the traditional way because they do not realize that there is no other way. That's how they fail. Number 3, I've struggled in this area and a lot of deals fall through, a lot of people fail, a lot of people quit because of a bad power team. If your mortgage broker is not having conversations with your solicitor and the solicitor is not having conversations with the estate agent, and that your power team aren't communicating with one another and you're the only point of contact, you're gonna really struggle because you're gonna be constantly chasing, you're gonna be constantly being chased, and your team, they're not on a mission, they're not working together, they're just all over the place. A bad power team is gonna mean bad failure is coming your way. So make sure you've got a good team that have been referred to you. Make sure that your team talk to one another. Make sure you've got a good team. That's really, really important. Number 4, I see many investors failing because of this. Don't be a skinflint. People say, watch the pennies and the pounds will look after themselves. I say, you get too wrapped up in focusing on the pennies, you'll lose the pounds. I'll give you an example of this. If something needs fixing in one of your rental properties and you think, oh, I don't know, I'm gonna hold off fixing it. What will happen is your tenant will move out and then you've lost the pounds. What will happen is that little leak that you were thinking, oh, maybe it'll just fix itself miraculously. I don't wanna spend £100 getting it fixed up. That little leak will become a big leak. And suddenly you need a new carpet as well. Don't be a skinflint. Just fix things. If a group of tenants come up to you and say, hey, you've just had a brand new HMO come to the market, you've got 5 rooms available, me and my 4 friends want to move in, but we want a little discount. Can you knock £10 off each month for us? And you're like, no, £10 each month? How many McDonald's could I buy for that? And then you've got to wait longer to fill the rooms because you were greedy. Like, don't be a skinflint. Don't obsess over the pennies. Look at the bigger picture, the capital appreciation of the house. And honestly, cutting corners, when you're getting a job done, just get a job done properly. Don't use a cowboy plumber to fix your toilet because it's £20 cheaper. Just use a proper plumber and get a guarantee with that. And don't be a skinflint. I see people losing money all the time by being skinflints. Number 5, I think this is really what it comes down to. This is the biggest reason why people fail, and that is just a lack of belief. A lack of belief and a lack of education. I think it was Henry Ford who said, if you believe you can or if you believe you can't, you're right. I think one of the reasons I was so successful when I was 17 is because I was naive and just believed what my trainers were telling me. I was just like, okay, it's possible, and I just followed and believed in the system. People these days, often, they're so cynical, they're so skeptical, and they don't believe in the system, and they also don't believe in themselves, you're gonna manifest what you believe. That's just obvious. Massive problem in property investing. Property investing is one of the most lucrative professions on the planet. If you look at the Sunday Times rich list, guess what? They all buy houses. They all invest in property, pretty much. But people think to become a doctor, you got to go to university and study for 4 or 5 years and spend 100 grand becoming a doctor. But to become a professional property investor and make tens of millions of pounds over your profession, you don't want to spend £12 buying a book. It's just madness. Lack of belief, lack of training, being a skinflint, having a bad power team, buying traditionally, not being creative, doing too many spreadsheets rather than just going out there and viewing houses and putting offers forward. They're the 5 reasons why most people fail. If you want to be successful, if you don't want to be like most investors and most people that fail, which most people do, if you want to be a successful investor and want to succeed, I'd recommend that you come down to the Property Investors Crash Course. And guess what? It's free. So link below, tickets on me on the house. Get your tickets quick because they're always going to sell out. And I look forward to seeing you at the Property Investors Crash Course. Also, please don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe and drop a comment below. Thanks so much. I'll see you next time.